Hey, welcome to day 10 of the Aldi Advent Beer Calendar. I am again wearing a fabulous shirt made by my mother with the cool beard patterns on it. Pretty neat. Even look how seamlessly she matched the pocket square pattern to the overall pattern. It's craftsmanship. It's a dying breed. Uh, and again, if you'd like one of these shirts, there's no Etsy store, there's nothing like that. You just got to date my brother. Give him a check out on the old Instagram. All right, he's tall, tall. There you go. Much taller than me. He got the German genes. I got the little stunted leprechaun Irish genes. Speaking of stunted leprechaun Irish genes, we've got the robust stout from the good people at O'Shea's. I think every fifth day they give you kind of like a little something extra because like this is a 7%. It's stronger. It's like like robust stout. You're like, yes, that's something I know the Irish for. This little thing called Guinness, right? And so, yeah, I think every fifth day they give you something a little extra. So here we go. We'll see how this one goes. Oh, I'm so excited. I love stouts in general. My wife, Mina, she loves stouts. I think they remind her of coffee a little bit. Um, all right, let's see what we got here. Pretty thin little head, not looking particularly creamy and Guinnessy, but it's bottled, and that takes a lot of technology to get the nitrogen bubbles and all that into a bottle. Looks good. It's got kind of with stouts. A lot of them are actually like Guinness, for instance, actually a really deep red. Yeah, and if you hold it up to a light, you can kind of see it around the edges that it's actually like a really deep red because they only actually put a very small amount of the actual burnt um, roasted grain, but most of the grain bulk is made up of toasted grain, which is just uh, is browned enough to caramelize and give you sweetness. And then it just takes a little tiny bit to give it that blackness and a little bit of bitterness from the burnt husks that is associated with Irish stouts and Guinness. Of course, Ireland, it's interesting. We all think of it as Guinness, right? And it's interesting because the Guinness is a very Dublin thing. It's out by St. James Gate, which is a little ways up the Liffey River. You'll see it if you ever go there. It's definitely, you have to do it. It's a good tourist attraction. I've been several times, and I'm always like, damn, it's pretty cool. It's worth it for the view too at the little bar at the top, the gravity bar. You can see all of Dublin on a clear day and down into the Wicklow Mountains and up all over the place. But it's kind of interesting. Like the Guinnesses are actually kind of like British transplants from back when that was the Pale of Settlement for the Brits. They're actually a Protestant family, and there's that complicated history. So it's interesting because Beamish and Youngs, and those are all like actually like from Cork or Kerk, if you ever meet a Kirkman, which is the rebel city, and it's kind of the home of a lot of the resistance to British rule. So it's kind of an interesting thing. We think of Guinness as being super Irish, and it totally is. But the history of it's a little more complicated than that. But nothing wrong with the Guinness, especially if you can get it on tap, nitro with a nice head. Oh my gosh, I haven't even tasted the beer yet. I just got totally sidetracked with all of the Irish history, which one day I will hopefully be able to teach a little bit of. Okay, I've got a interesting. It's almost like a grassy note to it. I don't know quite what I'm picking up. I don't know if yeah, interesting. Hmm, definitely a charred burnt grain flavor. Um, I'd have to put that towards the usually you kind of with the roast grain flavors you kind of either put it over sort of chocolatey or coffee-y, because those are because taste is basically analogy. We don't have precise words for taste. We only have analogies to things other people have tasted themselves, and I can't quite put it on one side or the other. I'm gonna go and say it's a little more chocolatey than it is um, coffee-y, but that's a really rough approximation. I feel like there's a little more hops in here than is kind of typical. Interesting. There's some oat malt in it, so that would account for some of the. It does have a very smooth finish, which the oats generally kind of add to it. Um, chocolate crystal and oat malt. So there's something going on here that's a little off of the kind of standard for a robust stout, but I quite like it. It's quite enjoyable. Like I said, the nose is a little strange. I wish there was a little more head so I could get a little more of it. I can't place it. It's a smell I've smelled while I brewed my own beer before, but it's not quite clicking in my brain what it is. But overall, I give this a 7.5 out of 10. It's nice. It's good. Um, I'd probably buy it, depending on what my choices in stouts were. Um, and it kind of builds on you, like a lot of stouts do. As you drink a little more, they kind of build up on your tongue a little bit, and you get kind of more and more flavor out of them. So yeah, overall, I'd say that's a nice, robust stout. A little something extra here on the 10th day. Tomorrow, we'll be going back to Christoffel, one of the Belgian breweries, and we'll be having their Wit. It's the equivalent of a German Weissen beer, although the Wit always has orange peel and what's the other thing? Coriander in it, and it's always cloudy. There's no no Mitefa, or whatever the German is. There's no with or without yeast. It's always cloudy from yeast. Of the wheat beers, the Belgian Wit is probably my favorite style of them. So should be pretty good. I'm excited for tomorrow. Everybody stay safe, and thanks for watching this particularly long and rambling video.